Day 4, we started by visiting the famous Khjureshvara temple, followed by Panchalingeshwara temple, and from Panchalingeshwara temple, we moved towards the famous Nilagiri Rajbati, which is the Rajbari of Balasore. And finally, we visited the town of Ajodhha, the Ajodhha museum there, and the very historic Ma Marichi temple there. On day 3, our first destination was Khjureshvara temple at Shergarh, Balasore. The Khjureshvara temple complex is a group of Buddhist and Shaiva Shakti temples in Khajur Shahi area of Shergarh, Balasore. The complex was built between 8th and 9th centuries and features several stone idols. The largest temple in the complex, Khjureshvara, was destroyed, but the idols were moved to newly built temple. The architecture follows a Kalinga Pancharatha style. The idols worshipped in the different Dulas are Shiva, Durga, Ganesha, Vaishnava, and Purushottama. The Dulas that are intact were built in Khakra style except one where the latter was built in Rekha style. The newly built temple was built in Pidha Deul style. Built in a small compound with clusters of temples comprised of 3 smaller temples and two stupas, both the Vimana and the Jagamohana are Pidha temples of improvised Kalingan order. It houses some of the Hindu deities of Somavanshi period between 10th and 11th centuries AD. The idols are mainly carved in laterite, locally known as Mankada Pathara. There are 3 lingas, locally known as Patalaputa in Odia, meaning a deity originating from the crux of earth without Jonipitha, also known as Yonipitha or a base, and a circular Jonipitha without linga. The current shrines were constructed between 18th to 19th century, where the idols were built during 10th to 11th centuries. Local landlord Gangadhara Senapati got it renovated during the 19th century. Some of the idols are now worshipped in the new temple. After Khjureshvara temple, our second destination was Panchalingeshwara temple in Nilagiri Hill in Balasore. Panchalingeshwara temple or Panchalingeshwara Saiva Pitha is a Shiva temple perched atop of a hillock in Nilagiri Hill in Balasore. Panchalingeshwara temple, which is named after five lingas of Shiva that are installed inside this shrine. On reaching the top of the hillock, one has to bend down in order to look for the lingas inside a pool created by the waterfall. These lingas are continuously washed by the water of a perennial stream that flows over them. However, in order to touch the Shiva lingas and worship them, one has to lie on his chest over the rock parallel to the stream. In the whole region, the temple holds an ethereal significance in the hearts of devotees that makes it one of the most prominent pilgrimage site in the district. The legend says the Shivalingas are said to have been enshrined by Sita, the wife of Bhagwan Rama during their exile. Panchalingeshwara temple is situated in western Ghat of Odisha near Nilagiri Hill. The second legend says that a great devotee of Lord Shiva and a powerful demon, King Banasura, installed the five lingas here to worship Lord Shiva. These five lingas are the prominent attractions of this Lord Shiva's temple in Odisha. The history of the construction of the temple is still a mystery. However, it was discovered by the king Krishna Chandra Mardaraj Harichandan, son of King Govinda Chandra Mardaraj Harichandan. The king came to this place in search of the five lingas which were described by Lord Shiva in his consorts, Queen Annapurna Devi. From Panchalingeshwara temple, our next destination was the Nilagiri Rajbati. Raj Nilgiri, a subdivision under Balasore district, is about 23 kilometers from the district headquarters of Balasore city. Is historically and politically an important place. This small town is the gateway to many serene tourist places. The small city is surrounded by hills and greenery from every direction. Near the city are the important tourist places such as Panchalingeshwara, Kuldiha Sanctuary, Sujunagar Chandi Temple, which are the main attraction for tourists from all over India. There the old ancient remnant of royal palace of ancient Nilgiri king dynasty is also situated near the Jagannath temple. This palace has endured several storms and turbulence of the unstoppable stream of time and eras. The Nilgiri royal palace is standing as the mute witness of several blood-bathed revolutions, wars and mutiny. Odisha freedom fighters like Balaram Raj, Kailash Chandra Mohanty, Banomali Dash, Vaishnav Patnaik and Nandakishore Patnaik violently fought against the local prince and forced him to surrender to newly formed Indian national government. This was the beginning of the process of 576 princely states joining the Republic of India and thus making of the modern political India. In Orissa, people of Nilgiri celebrate this as the victorious uprising of Nilgiri. Praja Andolan was initiated against the then ruler Raja Kishore Chandra Madharaj Harichandan of Nilgiri state. The state of Nilgiri merged with the state of Orissa in January 1948 and became a part of Balasore district. For more information, please refer to my write-up in blogger.com, for which I have already shared the link in the comment section. Our final destination of day 3 was Ajodhha and the Marichi temple at Ajodhha. However, reaching Ajodhha from Nilagiri Rajbati is another 15 kilometers, and once again, as I have always mentioned as I am already mentioning in last few videos of Orissa, the drive through the countryside of Orissa are called, and even this route through State Highway 19 doesn't disappoint us with one of the most beautiful drives through the countryside. So while moving towards Ajodhha, do keep also enjoy the beautiful drive. Ajodhha is a small village in the Nilagiri subdivision of Balasore district. It was the center of cultural hub during the medieval period, known from the archaeological remains of ruined temple, abandoned walls, votive temples, stupas, sculptures, earthen potsherds, etc. scattered all over. Being situated on the ancient route from Magadha to Kalinga, Jainism marked a high watermark at Ayodhya, a small village in Nilagiri subdivision of Balasore district. A number of Jaina antiquities are found in this area along with Brahmanical and Buddhist sculpture. A 16-sided monolithic Dhwaja Stambha is installed in front of the Marichi temple too. Marichi temple is a Hindu and Buddhist temple located in Ajodhha, Baleshwar district, Baleshwar, Orissa, India. This temple is situated 9 kilometers north of Sajanagada. It is on the right side of the road leading from Nilagiri to Mayurbhanj in Baleshwar district. The temple is a 10th to 11th century temple built under the Somvanshi Kesari dynasty and follows a Kalinga style of architecture. The temple houses many Tantric, Jain and Buddhist images dating back to 11th century. The current structure is not the original one and is of Pidha Deul Vimana style. There are many old icons such as the Hindu goddess four-handed Varahi, the Buddha in Bhumi Sparsha or earth touching mudra, a Jain Tirthankara or spiritual teacher, and Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. The central icon is worshipped as the Hindu goddess Durga, and next to the image is the Mahayana goddess Marichi. The Marichi image is flanked by two goddesses. The Garbhagriha or inner sanctum houses three icons from the late 11th century. Durga Puja is a famous festival in this temple. The priest of the temple is very helpful. Normally the timings of the temple are very uncertain. In case you do not find the priest, do ask the villagers. They will call the priest will open the temple for you, and he is actually very helpful, who will explain you a lot of things about the temple. দাদাকে ডাকছেন। Our final day on day 5, we visited the Rai Baniya fort at Rai Baniya, and after that, we visited the local Shirachura temple at Remuna. On day 5, our first destination was Rai Baniya Fort. With a history of almost 1000 years, the Rai Baniya Fort at Balasore was constructed between 1238 and 1264 AD by King Narsingh Dev I of Eastern Ganga dynasty of Utkala. Considered to be the biggest medieval fort of East India once, only one of the four forts exists right now, that too in a very dilapidated condition, and the government agencies are working to renovate it. Very good sculptures have been made on the sandstone. It's documented that there are 161 fort goddesses which are as Durga Devta or Ishta Devta and Dasasaharu, which is an aniconic form of goddess Jayachandi. Unfortunately, because of reconstruction work, entry was prohibited inside. The fort was built with the purpose of defending from and denying entry to the Turks after Narsingh Dev I conquered Humayun Khan. The fort is situated in a remote location, Lakshman Nath, around 78 kilometers from Balasore city and around 22 kilometers from Jaleshwar city, 18.5 kilometers from Military Bazar and 2.7 kilometers from Rai Baniya town. It is very near to West Bengal, Datan and Subarnarekha river border on the other side. The fort is more like an abandoned place with laborers working to reconstruct it. There is a small temple outside the fort and a small house for the labor in charge probably. No amenities nearby for at least the village around 1 kilometer away or from Rai Baniya around 3 kilometers far. But the scenic beauty is really nice and worth visiting for an outing. According to the Balasore Gazetteer, the forts in and around were devastated after Kala Pahara, a born Hindu who later converted to Islam, invaded Utkala. Post invasion, remnants of the forts except Raibania have been utilized for construction by the local zamindars and villagers of this locality. The legend states that Raibanya was the capital of King Virata of Mahabharata, where the Pandavas hid themselves. During the last day of their exile in incognito in forest, the presiding deity of King Virata and Kichakeshwari Devi or Garchandi or Jaichandi, who was worshipped at Raibanya fort. It was it has been mentioned that an unknown later king of Mayurbhanja forcefully took away the deity and consecrated it at a temple at Khiching. If the construction of the Khiching temple dates to around 11th century, then the construction of Raibanya fort would date back to much earlier. However, this is not acceptable according to archaeological evidences. The fort built during Mahabharata times is unlikely to survive so long. The dimensions of the fort are eastern wall 4950 feet, northeastern wall 2640 feet, southwestern wall 4650 feet, southern wall 2640 feet, and constructed with layers of stone gradually tapering to a point and covered entirely with earth rammed closely. The breadth of the base is 112 feet and the height is 50 feet, although the actual height of the fort is only 30 to 35 feet. Our second destination on day 5 was Khirachora Gopinatha Temple at Remuna. Khirachora Gopinatha Temple is a Hindu temple in Remuna in Odisha. The temple is stated to have been constructed in 1300 AD, although the current structure does not seem to be very old. The name Remuna is from the word Ramanya, which means very good looking. Shirachora in Oriya means stealers of condensed milk, and Gopinatha means the divine of consort of gopis. The reference to child Krishna's love for milk and milk products. The temple is classified one among the 108 Abhimana Kshetram of Vaishnavite tradition. The current deity at Remuna was bought by Sri King Langula Narsingh Dev, the king of Utkala, in the 13th century from Chitrakuta. For more details about the place, please refer to my write-up in the blogger.com, for which the link for which I have already shared. So friends, this is the end of part 3, episode 1 of phase 2 of the travel series, and this was the final part, and with this I am ending the only episode of phase 2 of my travel series. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed watching the video completely, and I would request you to kindly provide feedback in the comment section on the on the contents that I am providing, ways of improving the videos, and also let me know if there is anything wrong which is being communicated through the videos, so that I can correct myself, and also nothing wrong is uh, being propagated to my viewers. Thanks once again for your patience in watching my videos. I would be coming up soon with phase 3 journeys of my travel. Thanks a lot once again.